Hi, everyone. Today we are with Aija. She is the co-founder and CEO of Terrawaste. And Aija, please introduce yourself and your company.
Hi, everybody. As Sana mentioned, my name is Aija. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Terrawaste. My background is in communication, science, PR, and corporate communication. So I come from a slightly different background than my startup. I found my road to entrepreneurship back in 2020 when first wave of COVID hit, and I was one of those people who was left jobless after switching to remote mode. And I decided that it's time for me to take a little bit more control of my life and to actually start my own business, because that has been a dream of mine for a really long time. And then thanks to an organization in Latvia called Commercialization Reactor, I had this opportunity to participate in a matchmaking event where scientists presented their discoveries, and I had the opportunity to pick the scientific discovery I liked the most, and to work with this scientist to start commercialization journey of the technology. So this is how Terrawaste was born, and me as an entrepreneur as well. So what Terrawaste does in a couple of words is basically we are reversing the process of which plastic was made. So basically we are turning plastic waste back into oil, and we are focusing on non-recyclable plastics. So for example, we know that PET bottles can be mechanically recycled and the business is working well. So we are focusing our attention to the rest of the unrecyclable plastic types that currently are either burned or landfilled. So and our main goal in the long run is to help oil and gas industry to switch from crude oil extraction from the earth to recycled material, therefore becoming more circular, more sustainable, and help nature to recover from the whole waste that we have generated.
Now, can you share your overall experience with the coaching and how it has impacted your journey as a startup founder?
Well, for me, this story is a little bit more personal, most likely, than any other mentees that you might have had. Okay, I can't vouch for it for sure, for 100%, but I think I can, from the feeling that I've had, I can tell you that it was a little bit more personal for me, as I was coming out of a very, very tough period in my life, and then I had almost given up on my startup because I had burned out massively. And if I was always the one who was driving the business and being the one with energy and the most motivation, then after the last winter, I was totally drained out. And for the first time in 2.5 years, I told to my team that, guys, if we continue like this, I won't be able to make it. Like, this was the first time when I actually said, I think I can't do this. And I always was the one who believed in the business. And then, a gift from heaven, if you will, for the ones who are more religious. I had this opportunity to work with Sana, and then the very beginning was a little bit uncertain and unclear, as I didn't really know whether or how this coaching could help me or benefit me. But week after week there was progress, and I actually started to feel a lot better because during these coaching and mentoring sessions, not only I found a great support in terms of knowledge base and like day-to-day activity planning tips and tricks, how to make yourself more productive, how to release the tension in your brain. Especially that was most important for me, because I didn't feel like working for over 3.5 months, and I was basically going over myself. And I tried not to work too much in order not to keep the burnout, but actually to become better. And yeah, so what I was trying to say, that not only I found this coaching to be like very practical and helpful in terms of business and day-to-day activities, but I also found a friend who was there for me and actually helped me through a really tough time. And you know, it was slash therapy type of a thing, slash business development, and enriching my skill set as a female entrepreneur and a CEO. So yeah.
Thank you so much. It means a lot. Okay, let's talk about some lessons or maybe strategies that you learned during our work that like help the most to like change something in your startup, something lessons learned, you know?
I would say that cleaning up my calendar was a pretty big deal, as I was a big fan of to-do lists, which I learned throughout our session that is a big no-no. Please don't make a long to-do list, which is going to depress you even more. So I actually switched to using my calendar a little bit more. And yeah, that actually helped with in terms of my startup. It helped to show the rest of the team the amount of tasks that I was doing, because we had a little bit of turbulence within our team as well. And this helped them see that I am actually working really hard, and they helped me a lot during this time as well. So I would say that this is one of the biggest things that actually happened, that came from me to the startup, rather than, just for my daily activities and planning. So yeah.
That's great point. Actually, about team, what steps you are taking to ensure that your team is aligned and motivated towards your mission, because you have great mission?
So first of all, it's always I try to keep everybody in line with weekly meetings, so that we have at least one touch point during the week, as all of us are working remotely. So that's another challenge that we've been having, because we are a COVID baby, and we founded the company online. We worked online, we went to events online, attracted investors online. So we have met the whole team face to face, like I would say 4, maximum 5 times since the incorporation of the company. So over 2.5 year period, 5 times I have seen my co-founders face to face. And yeah, so these weekly meetings are a very important and crucial thing for me, as that helps us to be in line with the main goal and big strategy that we have developed in one of the times that we actually met face to face. And yeah, so trying to delegate the tasks to the rest of the team as well, so that they can feel accomplishment themselves as well, because all of us sort of know what we have to do. But when we are sharing tasks with one another, for example, if we feel that somebody else from the team is more suitable for the specific task, then we are okay with delegating it to this person, so that they feel okay with doing this task because that's their strength, and we are feeling okay because we don't have to do that much, as much as we can say that in a startup, right? But yeah, so there's a possibility for everybody to feel great on the things that we do.
So startup life is all about feedbacks and all about criticism, or some people saying that they don't believe in your idea or your product and so on. How you handle that?
Uh, I would like to think that I take criticism okay, as long as it's justified and argumentative, so that I know why exactly I am having this criticism from somebody. In terms of us being no, not criticize, but yeah, in terms of somebody not believing in our product and our technology, I have had this feedback, I would say 90 out of 100 times. Somebody is saying, yeah, that sounds like science fiction. There's no way you can earn money with that. There's no way you are not burning half of the world's energy doing this. And, you definitely are polluting the environment. And, how are you better than oil and gas companies, for example? And at the very beginning of the startup journey, we had our first conversations in Baltic region, because this is where we originated from. And I took it quite strongly to heart when they were saying that they don't believe in our technology, because I do with all of my soul believe in this technology and in our startup, and I know that we are going to change the world in next 10 years. But yeah, and I was coming back frustrated from these meetings, and then bitching it out to my co-founders, and then they had to say, calm down, that's just their opinion. We know what the technology can do, etc. And after some time, we kind of started to shape this cultural thing within the team, that if we are getting this negative feedback, if it's unjustified, like saying that, yeah, this is not going to happen in the next 15 years, and we already know that there are companies out there using this technology and doing this, we just realize that this is not the type of person or this type of customer that we currently have to engage with, and we just say thank you very much, we forget it, and we move on. And yeah, so this is how we have learned to deal with that type of criticism at the moment. But yeah, if we're talking about a really good points, and with somebody who is deep within the industry and they actually know what they are talking about, then of course, we are accepting it with our arms wide open, and we are adjusting things within our business model, for example, or our go-to-market strategy, because they have shared some information that could actually help us become more successful. So yeah, I mean, there have been all sorts of happenings in that sense, but yeah, nothing super crazy. So
Okay, let's talk about motivation. How do you stay motivated and focused during times of uncertainty or setbacks that you already experienced? And what strategy do you use to overcome this?
This is actually a really tough question. I mean, if you had asked me this, when we started, I would say, I just give up, that's it, no more, don't touch me. I just want to, live in peace and pick dandelions in a meadow. But, now when I have had time to actually process everything and go through this tough period, I realized that the thing that keeps me motivated is the people around me. That is very, very utmostly crucial for me to have people believe in me in times when I don't, because I would like to think that most of the time I go apart from having regular imposter syndrome that 99% of women have,
not just women, I mean everyone, but men are mostly reserved about this. They try not to show. So
okay, so let's call it 90% of everybody that has imposter syndrome. I believe that I am quite motivated most of the time, because this belief in the technology, and when you wake up in the morning and you think of all of the millions, even gigatons of waste that is out there, and it's being dumped. It's polluting the water that you are drinking. It's polluting the soil you are putting your carrots in, right? And the fish that you are eating out of the ocean, it has microplastics in its organism. Therefore, you have it in you as well, right? So this thought is so terrifying that, it's almost impossible to stay in bed and not do something about it, right? So, and we have a technology.
You can actually change this. This
exactly.
is, I think it's like a locomotive for you. pulling you
Exactly.
out.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So I would say that the ultimate goal of the company, it is so noble and great that that is inspiration within itself. And the other one, yes, is people around me. Like I said, that you helped me a great deal. The fact that we started every meeting with a positive note, and the immense support from you, and the fact when I saw that my team, in times when I wasn't working because I just couldn't pull myself together without tears, my team stepped up for me and actually managed to make so many progress things go forward during these months when I was off. That actually helped me to get on my feet as well and say, if they can do this for me, I have to pull myself together and keep going. So yeah, I mean, this was the very first big breakdown that I had, but there are, like these small frustrations throughout weeks here and there, when you have received some unpleasant email, or, the investor meetings are not going as well as you would like, right? But, these aren't such a big deal if you put it in perspective of what I have gone through. And yeah, then you just, shake yourself off and then move forward.
Yeah, that's great. Team actually is a big part of your supportive network, and without
Yes.
support, I don't know, you just can't do it all by yourself. It's physically impossible. Maybe someone is lucky, maybe, but I feel like this is actually you need at least one person who supports you all the way,
Yes.
without like any strings attached. It's so essential for entrepreneur, no matter if you're a startup founder or you just I don't know, selling baked goods. I mean, it's so
Exactly.
important. Absolutely. So okay, now we gonna talk about relationships and networking, because it's essential part of entrepreneur journey. So how do you approach networking, and how do you build relationship within the industry, and what role do you think these connections play in your journey, in your success?
Mm, I might seem like an extroverted person, which about 80% of the time I am. But when it comes to networking, I'm actually one of the persons that would much prefer standing in a corner and sipping my glass of wine rather than actually try going and just selling startup to everybody. So this is one of the things that I'm struggling with personally, because I have to overcome my inner shyness and actually approach people. And I feel a lot more comfortable when I am introduced to somebody. And I don't know, somehow maybe somebody's looking out for me. Most of the time I have had this opportunity when somebody's actually taking my by the hand and say, hey, this is this amazing startup, you have to meet them. And then I feel okay to pitch, and this is where my confidence
Because
comes
you
out
are,
afterward.
you like, yeah.
Exactly. So then I feel okay to pitch and everything. So it's actually really amazing. And yeah, I mean, I have been very fortunate about the team that I have around me, and they are super well-connected people as well. So I would say that I own only 1/4 of the success of the networking that we have done, because a lot of things come from other team members as well, because they are very experienced people in their industries or their specific fields of expertise, and they have a lot of people that they know all over the world, actually. And half of our advisory board is from my other two co-founders, like attracted from other two co-founders. And this advisory board then sorry, and this advisory board then helps us, with their network. So yeah, I mean, overall that's about 10,000 people around us. And if we are looking at the network that we have, I say that we are set out for I would say 95% of of certainty that we are going to succeed because of the network. So you can now imagine, like for some reason I like throwing percentages at you today. Something mathematic happening in my head. But yeah, I mean, can you imagine 95% of your success depends on the people around you, somebody that can make that one very important connection to the company, to the person, to the investor that is going to change everything. And for us, this network of 10,000 people around us, there are 10,000 possibilities that one of them is going to shoot us to the stars at some point, once we are ready for it. So yeah, I can't stress this enough, how important the network is. And of course you have to understand at which point and at which you have to go and present yourself, because I have had opportunities, no, not opportunities, I have had experiences when I'm at an event and I understand that this is a little bit a different league or out of my league, or, I don't feel that I might be interesting to these people. I don't go and approach them, because, if you are presenting yourself once and you fail, then the next time, if you don't have a really good connection or somebody who can strongly vouch for you, you have lost this connection. So from that perspective, just going out there and pitching you like crazy, that also not never, but that might not work all of the time. So, choose the people that you approach and know why you are approaching them, because you should have a thought at the back of your head, what is the thing that you want from them, because, introducing them for sake of introduction, it's a good thing. It might come in handy in like a couple of years, maybe, if they remember about you somehow. But most of the time you actually have to pick the people you approach and and then know what you would want from them. If they say, yes, okay, this is great, so how can I help you? And if you stay there like, yeah, I haven't really thought about it. Yeah, exactly. Then, you have lost that one as well. So, yeah, I would say that I approach it this way.
Let's talk about some unexpected or maybe surprising for you takeaways from our work together. Maybe you never anticipated it before we started.
I don't know. As we had one of these conversations with you before, I didn't really know what to expect from this work together with you. I have never had a business coach, and I had absolutely no idea how this even gonna work. Last time I had a teacher was in university, and then I know what to expect from them, right? So I didn't know what kind of a relationship we would have. So yeah, I think even during Techstars program, when you agreed to mentor us, I felt, like a similar spirit kind of a thing with you. And I would say that maybe that shouldn't be surprising to me. But yeah, the thing that I was okay, I don't want to use the word surprising, but I can't really find another better one. But yeah, it was surprising that I found a friend in you, because coaching can only, coaching can be about, a business type of relationship, where you are suggesting how to do better, and and I'm being the good student that I am or whatever, and doing the tasks, and then coming back and we're having these formal conversations. But for us, we took it to a little bit more deeper and more personal level, and I think that this was the key for me personally to actually make this journey a little bit more beneficial to the startup and my own well-being, I would say. So yeah, I would say that this is one of the greatest takeaways from the time that we spent together during the lessons and conversations. Because the rest of the things were, I mean, if I was proactive enough, I could find these different 1,000 tips and tricks on how to make yourself more productive online, etc. But I had this opportunity to learn this from you and your personal experiences, which also helped me a lot. So I mean, from that perspective, I would say that yeah, the personal approach and giving the best advice that is more specific for my use case is the thing that was the greatest takeaway from this.
Thank you. Actually, as a founder's coach, I totally get that trust. It's the most important part of the journey. If you don't trust a person or give a bit like, okay, let's try it out. Maybe, okay, we worked for 1 month and then you feel like, no, it's not the fit. It would just, there's no point to spend more time. But if you're willing to trust a person, it's gonna work, because this is, it's personal. It's not like a group coaching or a subscription coaching. I don't know. There's so many different coachings.
Yeah.
So it's important for me too that you're saying that, because for me it's personal too, because you are my success, basically. I'm incredibly happy that you're happy, because when we started it was hard for both of us, because I was like feeling that, okay, I shouldn't push. I need to be very, very careful because you are fragile at the moment. And then when I see like, okay, she's better, much better, now she's ready, okay, let's push a bit. So, and I feel like right now you're so great. I haven't like, I didn't know you before Techstars. When we started mentoring, I've seen already these moments like you are frustrated, you are overwhelmed with all of this. So maybe that's how we started. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very important for me, like that you trusted me, that we succeed. What do you think, like your honest opinion? We worked within my framework, within like my coaching program. Do you think this program is like addressing the unique needs and the challenges that startup founders facing?
I would say yes, because like startup founders are not people that are like defined in roles. Like if you go work for somebody, you are put in a certain framework, like marketing or sales. What is your job, and you come at 9 o'clock and you finish at 6 o'clock, or maybe longer hours, depending on the flexibility of the job, right? And you know exactly what you have to do. And just recently I read an article where somebody was saying that the startup journey is not about dividing your roles into CEO, CTO, COO, financial officer, whatever. It's CDO, so Chief Do It All. And and that's exactly what every startup founder is struggling with. Even if we, even if I am in the role of a CEO, I still do, PR, sales. I do administrative work, accounting, finances. Like there's such a whole bubble of everything, and actually to help structurize all of that and to prioritize that, this is where your framework is just perfect, because the goals that you have to set for yourself, the task that you have put under it, to actually understand which is going to be the first one that you do, which is going to be the less prioritized that can wait for another week, for example, right? So this is the thing which actually helps. At least it helped me, and I think that since all startup founders find themselves in a little bit of schizophrenia and chaotic mindset at point, because you have so many things going on. It's like, oh my God, which one? And then once you are putting this on the table, in a written form. I mean, you take a breath, you look at it, and then you say, okay, I'm going to do this first, this second, this third, and that's it. The rest is a distraction, and I can, deprioritize it for later.
Mhm.
So definitely, yes. I mean, and of course, like the sense of accomplishment and the fact that you can scratch out the task that you have done. There's nothing more satisfying, nothing more satisfying than blowing a bubble wrap or ticking a task that you have done. So
yeah, for sure. How do you plan to apply or already applying your knowledge and skills that you gained from our work together to grow your startup in the future?
I mean, we have had quite a few interesting conversations with you in terms of team dynamics and strategic approach to things and investment. So I would say that we already have implemented some of that in our work because we haven't had yet, but we are going to have a big strategic meeting with the team because finally I will get to meet them for the 6th time since our
Yay!
cooperation next week. So that is, we will have a whole day together, and this is where we're going to reevaluate the previous periods and actually understand which is the direction that we actually want to go and what are the tasks that we have. What are the tasks that we have to do in order to get there? So, again, 1, 2, 3 in terms of big plans, and then 1, 2, 3 of the smaller ones. And this is how the framework already comes into play. And the second will be is the team dynamics, because I had to open up about the problems that we have been facing, and this is also another conversation that I had thanks to you with the rest of the team, and we are now one step away from actually solving this challenge that we've had, and we're going to do that once we meet everybody together in London next week. So I mean, that has worked really well. So I would say that these are the main things that we have implemented and will implement in the future to actually make it a success. Well, I mean, it's going to be a little bit different once we expand the team, because we have to do that eventually. We can't do everything by ourselves, and we have to we will have to get this new person up to speed with what's happening and what are the team dynamics and our culture within the team. And some advice from you that came also is going to be valuable for teaching this new person how to be a part of Terrawaste and how to actually pick the right person for this. So yeah.
Absolutely. I'm so happy for you and for your team and for everyone, because you're gonna be like making our planet better. So I feel like I'm a part of something big.
For sure.
So motivational for me. Thank you so much for your time and for your trust again. And I wish you and your team to grow greatly and to be happy during this process.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and thank you for the input in our journey as well. Thank you.
Thank you. We did it.